Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for being here on this small talk show. And this we started these series because I've got thanks to a lot of friends and well-wishers and clients who push me to be here. And Madhavi here, who's one of them, is really pushed me, saying that 8 months back, the journey starts like this. 8 months back, she came onto our program and she enjoyed the benefits of it so much that she said that, you must, take this to the world because a lot of people like us really struggle with it. And that was the first time we did a Facebook Live event last month, sometime around this time. And it was such an impromptu thing. And after the success of last event, and a lot of people reached out to me saying that you must give us more information, much more tips, and we want to learn a lot more from what you have said. So that's how the series have started, and thank you so much for these encouraging words from all of you, and a lot of clients who've reached out to me after they saw the watch party. So this is where we are here today, and today we are going to be talking about freedom from weight. It is quite an apt, I would say, name for this event because one, I struggled with weight for a long time, and I believe today I've reached a fair amount of success. I still have a long way to go. And this month is Freedom Month. Independence Day has happened for India in this month of August. So both things together resonate, and that's how the Freedom from Weight program has come into being. So I'm going to just share a few insights about my program, my weight loss, and then I'm also going to actually share a success story of a client of mine who unfortunately could not be here today because he had a personal exigency just about yesterday, and though he wanted to moderate this event and host this event for me. And Madhavi, if you can just share Prabhakar's pictures. It really helps for people to understand how I've been able to contribute to my health as well as people around me, and therefore gives confidence and inspiration to so many more people to join this journey of good health and weight. So Mr. Prabhakar is the founder and owner of 365 Petals, and you can see the flowers there. And 3-4 years back, I made a presentation in a networking forum that both of us are part of. And the story that I shared, and few conversations after that, and few successful tips after that, at various points during his weight loss journey, has helped him reach to where he is. And it's been about 4 years, and he refuses to go back to his earlier style. You can see the difference. So sustainable weight loss is what I work with, and you can see how we have transitioned. And he was supposed to moderate this show with me. Okay, so now that that's not happening, so I'm going to share my story, and I'm going to have some successful clients, ask me questions as well. So here it is. At 31, I had gained a lot of weight during my pregnancy. I kept gaining weight in the little by little after I joined my corporate journey and corporate life. And slowly by 31, I was about 93 kilos. Sometimes I saw 95, sometimes I saw 93 on the scale. And this was during a pregnancy. And after which I thought I would lose all the weight, but I thought it was a normal thing for women to gain and lose weight. And unfortunately, that never happened. And the saga of my weight loss over the so many years is what I talk about freedom from weight. I looked at various strategies in my life. One was excessive exercising, whether it was cardio exercise, whether it was training, going to a personal trainer. And yet, what I would see is some weight loss, but I knew it was not sustainable. And I went to dietitians as well, and nobody would tell me how to eat, at a party. Nobody would tell me how to eat my favorite foods. All of them would say that you cannot do this, you cannot do that. So there was always restrictions and deprivation around every program I went. And that was what really frustrated me, because I said, if I am a wife and if I'm a mother, I'm going to go for events and parties, and socializing is going to be a part of my life. So how can I stop not eating? But give me strategies around it. Nobody's helped me. I joined a slimming center thinking that they would help me because they had great success with a lot of people, but it didn't work out well too because it was again very very traumatic in terms of saying that okay, you've got to be this weight when you come back next time. And if I was 100 grams over the last time I had gone there, it was, there was a lot of, I would say, it was a very scary experience because they would say, no, you've got to go back home, you have to lose this 100 grams and come back. So you cannot the value of a glass of water because that's what 100 grams does to your body. And that's how I, was trying a lot of things between the age of 33 and 39. Um, and um, and therefore, I was here. And at 39, what happened was not just weight. I would lose weight and gain back weight. But at 39, what happened was a lot of these family genes started showing up in terms of health issues. And that was the time I had to take a call. Because what happened was, one, I was wearing plus size clothing, okay, and this was something that was so new to me and really shocked me because I was not a fat child as I grew up. I was not an overweight child, but this was a weight that happened to me from the age of 26 to about 39. So the plus size clothing and the fact that there was so many health issues that showed up. I'm not saying that it was like I was a pre-diabetic, so which means my fasting sugars were about 150, 120. I had blood pressure in my pregnancies at some point. So that started showing up in terms of palpitation. I could see myself being very uncomfortable. There was knee pains that were showing up. So a lot of these psoriasis happened to me as well. So a lot of these challenges, really bothered me because at 39, I wanted to live a very healthy life. And the one that changed, or maybe take a decision that was so strong, saying that I've got to fix myself, is because here I was a mom of two young kids and I was getting very irritable. I had no energy. This loss of energy, making that irritability, the mood swings that were showing up, the fatigue that was showing up, that really I could see that taking a toll on my son, who was by then 8 years old. My daughter probably did not notice it, but I could see that he started getting scared of me. He started, shutting up in terms of an individual. And I said, this is not how I want to bring my children up. I didn't bring my children up into this world to see the child just shut up and get scared of the mother. And when I saw these kind of, I would say responses, this kind of environment in my home, I said, I've got to do something. What I feel is that for me, dad and mom were the biggest inspiration. That he was able to change things for himself at the age of 60, and if he could, I'm sure there's a way out. And if there's a way out for him, there's a way out for my mom. I have to figure it out, and there is a way out for me. So that hope was something that what my parents did for me, and that was what made me say that, listen, let me do something. Now dad was, for dad, he's a very regimented guy, man, and he could, follow something to the T once he decides to. And that's when also I realized that men and women think and work very differently. For a man, it's very, very simple. Once he sees benefits, he will follow it through. Okay, but for a woman, no matter how much benefits you see, you can't follow it through because variety is such a key important thing in people's lives, okay, and women's lives. And so for making myself wrong, I said, let me just do something, let me just try, let me study nutrition. He's there to tell me, the rights and wrongs, the do's and don'ts, but let me get started. And yes, I started studying nutrition. I did a lot of stuff around nutrition, and that's how the journey of weight loss started. And I'll tell you, it's been a very rough ride even after I started my weight loss journey. I've had huge plateaus. Like after I lost the first 6-7 kilos in about 2 months, but after that, it just would not move an inch. Okay, I would like, for example, I would just see the same weight showing up week after week. And so there's so much of despondency at that point of time. But then I said, okay, if what do I have as a choice? do I do something about it or do I just give up? And I said, giving up is not a choice. I'm at least feeling comfortable. I'm feeling healthy. So let me not just stress on the weighing scale anymore. Let me just keep it aside. I'm just going to do something that I enjoy. And as long as it's feeling healthy internally, and there is a lot of, I would say, dad telling me that this is right, okay, and it's okay to be taking my time. I'm not in a hurry. Let me not,
Mhm.
rush it. And that's how I just gave up on the scale. I just did not look at it anymore. Even today, I look at the scale probably once in about 2, 3 months, if at all. I only go with how I feel, how what I experience in around. Okay, so after this journey, I would say that after about 2 years, I say, okay, let me just look at myself because clothes did become very, very loose. And when it became very loose, I said, okay, let me just check my weight. And I was very, very happy that yes, I was a 68 kilos. I was able to wear on my 40th birthday, and I still remember that day. I wish I can take out pictures of it. Uh, I wore a top that my husband gifted me as a first gift when we were dating at the age of 28. Okay, and I kept that, So I for some reason, I had this hope that somewhere I will figure it out sometime in my life. So I wore it on my 40th birthday, not buying a new dress, but something that I fitted in, after so many years. And that was my first big win. And then I was able to sustain it till 44. And 45th year, another weight gain strikes in. Okay, and that really bothered me because by now I thought I mastered it all, but actually, my body was showing up very, very differently with the same strategies I'd used till I was 44. And so from for 2 years, struggling with a lot of things, tried a lot of different ways, put in all the nutrition knowledge I had, and yet there were no results. And but I said I'm not giving up because there's something not right. I know that. Okay, my body is saying something, and I need to figure that out. Maybe I have to try many more strategies. So the good part is I used COVID time to because things slowed down, and it really helped me look to analyze a lot of nutrition data for myself, which meant that I would look at each food group by itself. Like I looked at dairy by itself, I looked at gluten. So I looked at each of these food groups and then realized that there were some things that were not working for me, and some foods were not working. Some food combinations were not working for me, and then I made exercise. While I was exercising earlier, also, I made sure I did this 30-minute exercise that my dad would keep telling me for so many years. Of course, I never listened to him again. I thought I knew it all. So this time around, I said, let me just do it his way and let me see where it went. And I'm so, so, so happy that finally I followed his, and it happens, right? Ghar ki murgi dal barabar. Like, they keep telling that do this, and I just wouldn't do it. Saying that no, 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 I know it all because now I'm a nutritionist, clinical one, and I'm an eating psychology coach. So I've done it all, right? So the way I learned to walk and the way I learned to run for just this 30 minutes has been a huge change. Has brought a huge change to my body. Finally, I've reached 65, and I'm sustaining like that in the last 3 months. And I'm so happy to be wearing a 28 size jeans, and it felt so nice on my son's birthday to be wearing a jeans that he discarded some years back, and it was a 28 size, and I wore it to them. And so these are small happy wins for me. I don't know what it means for others, but for me, these are small wins that really make me very, very happy. And to go back and to a shop and wear a 28 size and see a 65 kilos. Uh, and sustain it because I see the way clothes fit me. So that's what I look at. So that's my journey today. And all I say is that don't give up, don't give in, don't quit because your body is totally, totally worth it. And fortunately for me, I've been able to give a lot of people around me a lot of success. It, of course, it's been so much faster for people around me, but not so fast for me, which is okay because at least a lot of other people don't have that much of, I would say patience as much as I've had. I only say that I'm not giving up on my body. And that this mantra of not giving up on my body is something that has worked for me and I think will continue to work for me. And also this comes from a lot of it from dad as well, because he keeps even today trying to push himself in so many ways, and it's so, I would say, humbling to see a person at 80 doing different things, trying to do experiments and on looking at visceral fat to everything, even today. And I'm like, at 80, people retire. And for me, here he is a man who's looking at every day, looking at his fat percentages, every day looking at his muscle mass, looking at different foods working on him. So if he's not giving up on it and he's trying to push himself and get the best version of him, then I'm sure I can do it. So that's how. So that's my journey, and that's how I hope to inspire people. So don't give up. Okay. So there are questions that have come. I would just say that because Prabhakar Garu is not here today because of a family emergency, what we're going to do is that there are questions that have come up, and Madhavi, can you read them out, and I will keep responding to it. And thank you, Reshma, Lavanya, and Sirisha to be here, Dr. Sirisha to be here, this one. And let's get started.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask them questions along the way, so that they will be able to also experience and they'll be able to give their stories as well.
It's always the old is gold. Let's ask your dad first, then we go to next.
Okay, so let's ask like that. So Dad, what I do, I mean, of course, I do have fair amount of
He is
time.
too young at heart than every one of us. We must say that.
True. He is very, very young. And so I will only say this to Dad that, I would say the biggest inspiration has been that at 60, a lot, 95% of people decide to retire. Okay. 60 is also too much these days. 50 onwards, people say life is getting over, kind of a thing. And at 60, he decided to change his. Hi, Priya. My sister-in-law is here online on the Facebook page too. And I think one thing that Priya and myself really resonate very well with each other is that, if we are feeling low on any day, just call up Dad. Okay. And he is a huge example of inspiring, as an individual, plus a huge positive energy. So you're feeling low, just call him and he will find some reason or some way to just make you go up, feel better again. So, hi Harshita, thanks you so much for being on the show. And people like you who are following these, I would say the diet regimens really, really, and not being in touch with me and following it and leading a healthy life really means a lot to me and makes me be so sure that what I'm doing is in the right path. So Dad, you'll have to tell us that what at the age of 60 inspires you to change your lifestyle and, even today at 80, keep looking at better ways to improving your health and improving your walking speed and improving your agility and fitness even today. So what is it that adds to it?
Okay. In one word, why I changed myself is, believe me or not, I changed myself to get more pleasure out of eating.
Okay.
Do you know that fat people don't get a pleasure out of eating? It is a scientific fact. The brain lights up. When a normal person eats, it is proved in the rats, of course. When a normal rat eats, the brain part which lights up doesn't light up when a obese rat eats. That's why obese people keep eating, not because they want to eat. They are like addicts drinking whiskey without getting pleasure. I wanted to get a pleasure out of my eating. There is in one word, that is the reason why I changed myself. Okay.
Actually, I'll talk about it later, but you go ahead.
Yeah. all through my life, excess weight, overeating in my childhood se leke, followed by excess weight in the adolescence is my life companions. And another thing which joined when I was about 30 is guilty eating. Because it is showing up on the body, you feel bad, but you can't avoid it because that addiction is there. And it continued for quite some time until my wife brought nutrition into the house. She cured herself. And I said, okay, if she could do it, weight is not her problem. I said, let me get into the nutrition and try to see how I can enjoy my food at least. That was the basic reason why I changed myself. I wanted to enjoy my food. I was not enjoying my food. It was like a drunkard drinking the whiskey. You don't get any enjoyment of the food all the time. I mean, this business of get up from the table with a 3/4 stomach full is an idiotic suggestion. I mean, you want to get when you leave a table at 3/4 stomach full, your mind is craving for that food and you want to get out. And that perpetuates all the ills of the food. So the mind should decide that you're full. And for that, so easy. And that's how I found what I found in changing the food. Because basically, a human being or any living creature, the food is divided into two parts. The meal, some becomes energy for immediate use, some becomes fat. And after a while, that fat is used. That's how the body is designed. But unfortunately, when I was obese, I was not giving the chance to the body to use that fat. And I was eating more and more, and cravings are there, no eating pleasure, guilty eating. Then when I changed that's what forced me to change my eating habits. Now I eat to my heart's content. First time after 65 to 70 years, I think it started, my eating pattern. Now, in a childhood, I could not eat to heart's content. Now I eat to heart's content. Because the mind registers what I'm eating. And all because I learned how to eat, to make that fat, eat, let the body use the carbs first, and then the body makes some carbs or fat, whatever you eat, some calories become fat. You learn how to use that fat in between the meals. Now I'm at 78, I'm on no medication at all, in spite of having a bypass surgery for 4 blocks. All because that all the medicines do what? They try to take out that fat. If you can eat that fat, why do you require medicines? It's simple as that. And as a byproduct, you get the happiness in eating because there's no craving. You eat because you want to eat, not because you are craving. And uniform energy throughout the day. At my age, I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm on my feet up to evening 7, 8 o'clock. And all because of the uniform energy derived from the body fat.
Okay, great, Dad. Thank you so much. And I will just say this, it's been very easy for me to, translate this to the world and help a lot of people get benefits out of it, because Dad has been, researching on Indian bodies for the last now 20 years and plus. And every day he is reinventing himself, trying out things. So whatever, we give in terms of nutrition plans to people, he has tried it, he has understood why it works, why it doesn't work. Then I try it because I'm a woman, so I have my taste buds and taste pleasures. So we are constantly checking on all of this, and therefore giving a plan or giving a plan that works to people, giving foods and that really work. So behind all this that I do, I'm the mouthpiece in many ways. Of course, I question him a lot. I fight with him a lot, saying that, how can you not allow me to have my breads and the cakes and everything? So he allows me. So he'll find ways to help me eat what I have to eat. I still will not let go of my cakes. And Kirti is here on the show. Thank you so much. You've become a blessing in disguise, or probably, I don't know, but it's going to be unfortunate because you bake such awesome cakes, and I get these really yummy cakes, tea cakes, which I love, and I'm looking at it and I have to portion control it, okay, and teach my son also. So, it's this pleasure of eating that really has worked, and that's something I even probably did not talk about it earlier. But the fact that, I didn't want to live a life where life would be full of restriction and deprivations. I said, I cannot do that kind of, I cannot do that kind of strict willpower. Okay. And I knew if I get into a diabetic state, that would happen. Okay. So,
Deepika,
yeah.
yeah, actually, one of our friend dad, he is having the same thought. From 1 month, they are trying to reach you, and he has this question, doubt. Maybe if I go, then I should sacrifice my favorite food. But your dad answered that so well with the classic, like how it works and
Yes.
all, because he is doing this to enjoy his favorite food and to enjoy the food. So that's what.
Great. I
Yeah,
know. So now it will
can
be
I
there.
join?
So one sec, Dad. There are people asking questions, and Dr. Sirisha is there, Lavanya is there, Reshma is there. So Venka Reddy is asking a question that even Reshma will respond to in some time. Eating and dieting are more on managing your mind effectively. Please share how you deal with the mind management besides your inspiring stories.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh, first of all,
Dad.
Reddy Garu, one thing is
Hmm.
you cannot live without your favorite foods. Let us
No,
face
this
it.
is not about that. Just let me answer this question, okay? Let me answer this question because this is not about favorite foods. Um, it's about eating and dieting. Okay, so I'm going to just answer this. Uh,
Yeah.
See, basically, what we need to do is that there is a way to eat so that the brain gets satiety. Okay, the brain will only get satiety because the moment you say dieting, that means your restrictions. You're bringing in, deprivations already in your world, and that does not last for long. Okay, what you have to do is look at foods one that reduce cravings, which means that if your body is saying that it needs certain foods, that means there is a certain level of malnutrition that's happening. Okay, there's a certain level of combinations of food that is not working for you. That means either you're having more carbs or less protein and less fats, or you're having more fats or less carbs. So there is some combination that is not working for you. Therefore, you are feeling a certain level of craving. Okay, that's the first thing. The second part of this, the strategy is, so first arrive at that. Look at what that's working for you. When I say protein, we're talking about, typically, if you're looking at dairy products are protein, dals have some amount of protein. Then you have the chicken, fish, mutton, which are non-veg proteins. The eggs are proteins. So all of that. So you have to look at what is the body asking for and what is the body looking at and needing at this point of time. The second thing about eating and dieting it's not about managing mind. It is about letting the brain get a satiety about when you eat. Okay, and how you eat is an important thing. The first thing you've got to do is to make sure that you eat for 20 minutes a meal, and when you eat you have to be present when you're eating that meal and chew your food. Like for example, Reshma, who's on this on this forum, and this is something that I picked up. Her husband came to us, and Reshma has seen her husband all the time trying different diets, but nothing working for after a certain time, because he went through a lot of deprivation all the time, constantly. So what I picked up from him is, I said, see, I told him, I said, Gopichand, if you want a contribution from me, the first thing you got to do is, you cannot eat a meal for 2 minutes. You cannot eat it so fast. You cannot be watching TV and eating, or on the phone and eating. Just look at eating for 15 minutes. You're going to time it at least, okay? And you have to chew your food. It's very, very important to eat slow, to chew your food, and to, I would say, for the mind to register that you've eaten. Otherwise, what happens is you will eat the same food in 2 minutes. So the brain has not received much of the information, and you will not get satiety. And when you don't get satiety, you'll constantly crave for more. So when the brain is craving for more, the body is also craving. Reshma, I'd like you to tell what you saw your husband do and how much of weight loss has happened to him in the last 2 months.
Yeah. Yes, 2 months. Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Reshma. My husband is taking this program. And first of all, he's a traveling person, but now he's in house, so I have to take this program. First of all, he has a high BP, so I have to take this program. First, we have to change our food habits. So I have to take this. And he's gulp the food. He's not chew the food, and he's eating so fast, and he's not recognize his mind to this food is good or not. So once Deepika said he will start to chew the food, it will take a 20 minutes time. It's a high record to his life, I think. Okay, and it will very helpful to lose the weight also. And in 2 months program, he lost the weight in 12 kgs.
Great.
Okay, and he's not able. We are following so many diets, and he follows self diet also. This one it eats. Okay, I will lose the weight. So, but he didn't lose the weight. Once he will lose the weight, he will gain automatically in 1 month. So we have to consult the Deepika, and he suggests how to eat the food and how we follow. We didn't stop our favorite food. So he's very happy to eat this program, and he's very happy to while I am cooking the food also. First of all, I am not cooking. Slowly I have to cook, and I am very happy to take this program also. Now he is very healthy, and it's very good. And thank you, Deepika garu. And
thank you, Reshma.
Very good
see, now I just say that with him, he wanted to eat peanuts. So, when he, after the second, third week, I said, you must be having some favorites. Why are you not talking about it? Because the first 2 weeks are always simple for people to follow, right? After that, it's the favorites that show up. So he
Yes.
would not say. He said, no, I'm fine. And that's what a lot of men do. Okay? They don't want to open up, with their cravings, with their, with their, that they cannot live up to a willpower. So they feel that, as if it's not right. And I'm like, no, I'm sure you have, I'm sure you have favorites. What do you feel like eating? And I would keep asking him a couple of times. And then finally he said, listen, I like to eat peanuts. I said, great. So you want to eat peanuts?
First one,
he loves chicken. So I gave chicken to his meal plan. Okay, so he loves chicken, and he was so happy for when he heard that. I told him, listen, you can eat non-veg 3 times a day. Okay, no problem at all. So he's like, wow, I can eat non-veg 3 times a day. And then he says, but you're just giving some 65 grams in the meal plan. How can I live with 65 grams? Okay, and I said, listen, you start chewing food first. The moment you start chewing the food, 65 grams also mean a lot. Okay, finish your vegetables, Then he says, yeah, actually I feel full. So from a person who would like to eat so much, and Reshma would complain, now he says, listen, I'm not hungry for dinner. You're forcing me to have dinner. Why are you making me eat dinner when I don't feel like? I said, listen, you're too young to let go of meals. Okay, you're not at you're 38, 36. It's not an age for you to let go. So you have a light meal. Okay, so from a place where he said 65 grams are too less for me, in chicken to saying, oh my God, I don't want it anymore. And I've given him chicken twice, and I've given him eggs. so every meal has so much protein, okay? And the other thing is, like he said peanuts. Today he came out saying, I said, listen, apart from peanuts, I'm sure you have something else. You have more. Then I explained to him how I eat my desserts and how Kirti's brownies came to me yesterday in the night. And there is this freshly baked, tea cakes that came was warm because she stays quite close to my house. And that's something I grew up because my mom was awesome at baking. And I'm looking at this cake and I'm saying that, Kirti, why would you have to send it to me at 8:30 in the evening? Okay. And I'm like, and then she's like, I just made it just now. And so I sent it. And then I open it, and then there's this nice two brownies she's given me as a gift. And I'm like, chocolate, brownies, warm, okay, home baked. Okay, she has some amazing cakes. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying, so I gave this example and I gave the story to him. And I said, this is what I did. So I said, it's a strategy you use every day. So I said, see, I looked at this cake. So I said, tomorrow I can eat it. It's not like it's going away from me, right? I don't have to eat it now to prove a point. It's there for me. I will enjoy the cake. And so after the show today, I'm going to enjoy. That's my celebration. So I've kept it very nicely. My daughter, she said, Ma, can I have the cake today in the night? I said, Beta, this is not the right time to eat a cake. Tomorrow after evening tea time, please have it. So she was waiting for tea time and she had the cake. Okay, and that's how I train the kids and the family to start enjoying it. And today I wanted to have it in the evening, but there was no time, so now I'm eating it at this hour. Okay, so this is, and when I told him this story, then he's like, oh, even I want to eat cakes. I said, then you should tell me that you want to eat cakes, right? If you
This
don't
is the one thing, Deepika. See, I was like any other client. This is what I'm stressing to see. I'm not someone like a close family to Deepika. I'm like any other client, but without knowing, without hesitation, I asked them. I really gave them a tough situation. I want to do trekking. I want to go to my friend's place. This is my wedding anniversary. All the things I was asking every day, these are the things I want to eat, I cannot eat. So I'm telling everyone who is coming to me and not coming like because of the fear. Deepika is the one big unique is like she doesn't say no to any food, anything.
So, Lavanya and Vidya, thank you so much for your question. I'll just come back to it in a bit because we're talking about cravings and we're talking about how to manage food. See, women that way open up better. Men do not like to say that they cannot do things. Okay, it's a thing that I don't want to show that I cannot follow. I don't want to show I do not have willpower. I don't want to show any of that. So it takes so many times I have to ask a wife, saying that I'm sure he must be wanting something. I'm sure there is, how is he liking the food? So they like to put up a very brave front. But thanks, Lavanya. With you, you've been very open, very upfront, very open, and saying that this is what I like. And you've been somebody who has had weight issues for quite some time, and so I remember when we spoke about it and when you asked Madhavi as to should I go in for this program, I think you had a lot of fears because you've done these diets before, some kind of diets before, and you've never been able to sustain. So Lavanya, let's hear from you. What's been your freedom from weight?
Thanks, Madhavi and Deepika, for having me here. As you have mentioned earlier, right, it's the same story with me. I have to lose weight because of my pregnancy issues. I went for many diet programs, slimming center, different options. I used to starve, but it's like everything ended when I joined a gym, right? First 2 weeks or 3 weeks, very interestedly, I would go, I would do everything, and then I will stop it. Then I'll join some yoga session or something like that. Every time I have this question from my husband, he says, next, what are you trying it and when are you leaving it? I tried swimming, I tried yoga, everything. It's then I decided because I have issues with the pregnancy, I have to do it somehow. I quite did it for many years, and then finally, when I had my child 2.5 years ago, that was like the most traumatic period. Even my pregnancy was I was putting on weight, and doctor said after 4 months of pregnancy, she said, if you are not stopping eating, I was not eating anything actually because of the fear of gaining weight, but I used to put on so much weight. Then after the childbirth, I left everything. Uh, Finally, I took off from my work, even my workplace, and the timings and everything, I think, added up to my weight gain. So I had this family history of diabetes and blood pressure. My brother, being a doctor, he used to tell me every time, like after 35s and 40s, since we had it in our history, we'll get it to ourselves also. So don't worry. Now, whatever you want, you eat it. And like he was kind of foodie as well. He used to tell me all that. But I was constantly having this in my mind that I should lose weight, I should eat something healthy. Uh, I was trying, leaving everything. As Deepika mentioned, like I was following Madhavi's updates for quite some time. And then when I wanted to reach out to them also, like I was hesitant. Is it something, some other diet program? I will take it up and I will leave it. I was like hesitant. Thanks to COVID, it helped me actually. I said, okay, I'm staying at home. Let me try it. If it didn't work out, another program, I will leave it anyhow. So nothing to worry about it. Just give it a try. This time I didn't tell my husband also. I am trying something else because he was always like waiting when I will leave it or something like that. I started it. I was indeed like very happy, because it brought in a lot of change within me. My diet changed. I was like aware of what to eat and what not to eat. When I had my first interaction with Deepika, I was like telling her, they asked me what to eat. I said, I love cakes. I can't stop eating it. I love payasam. I want to eat it. I was like telling her the list like I want to eat noodles, biryani. I keep on adding in our every session. But there was like I didn't give up any of them. When my mother makes something sweet or anything that I like at home, I just ping Shifa or Shifa and team and say, my mom is making this. Can I eat it in today's menu? They say, eat it in the afternoon lunch or tea time. Make your dinner little light. So there was always this variation, and they were readily giving up and changing my menus. And yeah, in 2.5 months, like I have lost about 8 kgs of weight, and I'm more healthy. Indeed, I think I'm eating more than what I used to eat earlier.
Yeah, that's thank you, Lavanya, so much because that's something constantly I hear from everywhere that why are you making us eat? We are come for a diet program. You're supposed to make us starve. You're supposed to make us eat less. And constantly I know you're giving me food that I can't eat. I have to leave half of it, on the plate. So what is it? So I'm like, just eat. It's okay. We will adjust how much. We just give you enough so that you can deal with it, and we'll see how much you want, and we will reduce if you require, but you first start eating. So the constant thing, and I will tell, Sir Dr. Sirisha is here, and why I'm bringing up this question with her or why I'm talking about it is she came into the program not to lose weight, but she was like, I just need more energy, and what do I do about it? And her sister-in-law, and you can share this, that Praveena, who's joined us program, she said, you're giving me so much more than I eat. Why are you giving me so much more? I've never eaten like this much. So Dr. Sirisha, what do you think about, eating more than you were ever eating before?
Yeah, so my case was totally different. Weight loss was never an issue. In fact, I lost too much weight after my pregnancy. And one myth was I always thought I knew it all.
Okay.
Because I'm a doctor, I thought I knew it all. I can manage nutrition and all that. But then I realized I only know in terms of protein, carbs, and fats, but I don't know how to include it in my diet, and how to is my body taking it properly? Am I able to assimilate it properly? I was a total zero in that. I can tell you that doctors do not know about nutrition. So that is what I realized finally. Yeah, and then I thought, and I had this constant upper back ache. I was not able to perform my surgeries. Like previously, I used to work 10 times more, but then I was constantly feeling low in energy. And that is where I thought, okay, let me take an expert's help in this. And then that is how I reached you through Madhavi. Yeah, and then I like within maybe 2-3 days I could notice the change in my energy levels. She's she's feeding me so much that I'm like I can't eat so much, but definitely I can say that I'm feeling much more energetic, and I'm able to perform many more things in the same given 24 hours.
Great.
I can
I
say.
know that's something that even Pravina was telling me. She said, there is so much that you're feeding me, and I can't, I mean, I'm eating so much more, but then we've seen her, all her body pains have gone down. She's having more energy. Her digestive issues are completely sorted, and she is looking at losing. She's of course just started her journey, but all these health issues that she had is gone off. So thank you so much, Dr. Sirisha, for acknowledging that doctors don't know much of nutrition as much as, see, they have everybody specializes in their own profession, and doctors know great about medicine and they know how to, and that's why they are here. And they've been great for COVID and otherwise also been saviors for all of us. However, when it comes to nutrition, we just seem to know our job well and our work well. So, and thank you for acknowledging that you knew so much and you learned so much more from us. Vidya, thank you so much for this question. When I stand on the scale and see
Vidya's question, can I answer, Deepu?
Yeah.
Hello? Deepu, can I answer Vidya's question?
Yeah. Please answer.
Hello, Vidya. The problem is, if you don't lose weight after 1 week, it is not motivation what you lose, you will never lose weight. Because I'll tell you a bit of scientific thing, please understand. Liver has got a glycogen in liver. Unless that glycogen stores are low, your fat will not be burnt. How you know that glycogen is low? Because glycogen has got 3 times its weight as water. So within first 3 days or 7 days, there has to be a difference of a kg of weight in 1 day. That indicates that glycogen levels have become low. So by dieting, you will not get that glycogen levels low by only eating right. Low glycemic food will bring that glycogen level low. So try to reduce your glycemic load, not the calories.
Okay.
I know it is a bit more scientific. Deepika should be able to explain that more in a understandable way.
So Vidya, to answer your question, yes, there is a science to it why we don't lose weight, and we are constantly checking. But even after losing the first 1 or 2 kilos, when you don't see much of when you don't see much of a result, I know it is totally frustrating, and I've been through so many times of it. I will tell you this. Why I bring this up is for many of us, we lose hope when we don't see results. And I would say letting go is not a solution. Probably what you're doing is not working for you. Like for example, I'll tell you this one insight for me after I lost this last 8 kilos here. Is that I was doing everything right. As I said, in the last 2 years, I was in fact being more strict than what I was, because by now I have, learned how to eat my favorites, but I would make sure that I would maintain my favorite food to a certain limit, not like how liberal I was with the first 4 years. Okay. But then what happened was I was not losing weight. In fact, I was gaining weight. And that was one of our bigger challenges. Second is, I was exercising, so I was doing body weight exercises and all of that. Okay, so my lipid profile and everything was perfect and clear. However, this weight was going up. So one realization I had is no matter how much I change my food habits in terms of nutrition, a certain level of cardio activity in an uncomfortable zone is what we definitely need. Okay, but it took me 2 years to realize that. Okay, did I give up? I didn't. Okay, yes, I have a choice to be the way I am. I mean, nobody would say it, because everybody, even at when I was 73 kilos, everybody said I look very young. I don't look like a 47-year-old. But the point here is that when I see no change after I would lose the first 2 kilos after the first week, which is fair. But after, when I don't see a change, then giving up is not a solution. Okay, saying that, okay, maybe this strategy doesn't work, maybe that strategy is not working. Okay, don't lose hope and don't lose heart, because somewhere something has to be sorted. And being frustrated is not a solution, because sooner or later weight may cause other health problems. So when you see no difference after a week of dieting, okay, yes, some other strategy has to work. It could be a food group that's intolerant for you. It could be like for me, what happens to me, my body just inflates and deflates. Okay, I don't see so much weight difference, but I see an inflation that happens and a deflation that happens when things are working for me. So that's my body. In your body too, maybe it's some food intolerance. Maybe the cardio activity that you're doing is not enough, or in a way that is helping your body. Okay, so don't lose motivation. That's not a solution, because, like, for example, if you see, you spent so many years of your life studying. Okay, for 12 years you've studied. You don't when you bring a child into this world, by the first or second study, you're not expecting anything out. Okay, after you spend so many years, and then after that you do graduation, that's when a child actually starts looking to get a job or even earn. But you have invested so much time in your child. Okay, our parents have invested so much time for us. Okay, so, and that time, after that so many years, is when there is a result, or may not be a result too. Okay, but do you give up hope? You don't. Okay, but when it comes to our body, we want quick fixes. We want fast, speed, soon. Okay, that is not a long-term strategy. Even when you build a house, the first so many months just goes into laying a foundation. So, and the body is not a black hole. So when you are giving something right, even if it doesn't show on the scale, firstly it should show. That means it's working for you. If it's not showing on the scale, maybe there is something good that is happening in the body, which means your inflammation must be going down, and then for the body will start losing weight after a couple of weeks, or maybe after a month. Because especially for children, people who have inflammatory issues, the first thing that has to happen is the inflammation has to go down before you start seeing results on the scale. So but eating well, eating right, eating good is sending something good into the body. It may not show on the scale, which is okay, or it may show after a while, which is fine. But leaving and losing hope is just definitely not an option, because your body is totally worth it, right? Why would you want to let go of, we don't, we keep trying different types of earnings. We keep trying different jobs. We do so many things. So we keep trying in every other field in our lives, but we stop trying when it comes to our body, and we wanted something very quick. So I hope I've answered your question, and if I've not, then you can always reach me on my personal window.
Hey, Deepika, thanks for that. And actually, we took a lot of time, and we quickly, because it's already kids' dinner time and family time. I would like to thank Reshma, Lavanya, and your dad and Dr. Sirisha, everyone, for coming and telling us how it is going to, in your life now, what are the changes, because it's different for different people. Okay. But I would recommend who are on live now, or else if you know someone who is struggling with their healthy food diet, later after the live also, I would recommend Deepika is the one solution. Especially, she is clinical nutritionist. Okay, she is not a dietitian. Okay, she will not say to do dieting, fasting, and all. And I would like to say thank you, everyone, so that I ask other questions. So Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Lavanya, Sirisha, and Uncle. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Madhavi and Deepika, for having us here.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Okay. Madhavi, are we done with the questions?
We have we have couple of questions that came from outside to our personal windows, and then to the Facebook page and all. Okay, we quickly go through that. We give that question answers, and then later you have planned for a program, right? Of course,
Yes.
something. Yeah, so we can announce that.
Yeah, sure. Just go ahead and shoot the questions that have come in, no?
Yes, definitely. Now, the one question is people are asking who, especially from weight point of view, like skipping the rice, taking rotis, will that help to reduce the weight?
Okay, so basically, yes and no. Okay, that's it. Why I say yes and no is because for some people, when you skip rice and go to rotis, it helps because you eat lesser because you're chewing more. Okay, you don't have a gluten intolerance, so therefore you feel more satiated because there's a lot more fiber if you just eat roti versus white rice. Okay, so for some people it works. For a lot of South Indians who have grown up eating rice, I have seen it not work for long periods of time because one, you're craving for rice, so you're constantly, wanting to bring back rice. So that is one. Second is the bodies are not used to so much gluten that otherwise a North Indian is used to. So I have not seen great difference if people have skipped rice and gone to rotis. But it does work for some people definitely because you're starting to chew more and eat less.
Okay, Deepika. And I will ask other questions. Yeah, this is the common question we even got from many other people. This is the thing there. We have like 4 people or 6 people or 10 people in the house. If I go for a nutrition plan, how will I manage it for the whole family? And I can't cook for different things for different people. That's what Venkareddy Garu is asking. How can we create a single meal menu for all the family members without making it different meal menus for different people?
Yeah, so yes, that's a challenge that I always see. Okay, so what I say is that first of all, when you have good nutrition, it's good nutrition. So the whole family can eat. Okay, it's not a diet program. It's good nutrition. So the food habits that we teach our clients, the whole family can eat the same foods. Okay. The only thing different when somebody is going with our program is because we are looking for a certain outcome, then what we need to do is to make sure that there are certain portions that we are giving a client so that we know how much this client needs for his body and when the cravings come up, when when is the hungers that show up. Okay, so that's the thing that we want for a client to be on certain portions so that we are monitoring and we are then knowing why there is no weight loss or there is delayed weight loss, okay, or why there's hunger or why there's cravings. But the foods that we give, good nutrition is good nutrition. And I know there are different body types, so different body types react to different foods in a different way. But the foods that we give do not react differently. It's just that some people will, the person who is on a program will get a certain result and we are monitoring that result. People who are not on the program and the family, and for me, many of our clients actually always say the best benefits of coming to our program is to eat, the whole family is eating healthier. Because I'm giving good healthy options to any cravings. I'm giving
That's
good healthy
true.
options to any desserts. So for example, Madhavi is here on the program and she's hosting me. We were able to help her 3-year-old daughter reduce cravings within the first 3 days. And not that she made something different. I just said that this is something not right that is happening for her body. This is the kind of protein she needs at breakfast. So we just make these changes without changing the entire menu of the house. And that's what has happened. So you can make the same food for everybody.
True. Very true. Yeah, that's what I say to everyone. Even I could connect to the dots that what Lavanya was telling. Even for your program, she didn't even ask her husband. I just told my husband, but I didn't disclose any details. It's 6 months or whatever it is, because we are the people who wants to try. When we don't get results or when we don't get the service from a right person in the industry or the market, then we lose hope. That's the common thing. But the thing that I was doing, I was looking at the right person. I was not losing the hope. The same thing happened with me, and I didn't say anything to anyone in my family for the first 2 months. They were observing, they were having some things from my plate, they didn't like something from my plate. By end of third month, everyone is following it, and it's a healthy menu. It's not a like different thing. We really don't need to do much effort. That I am the live example, I can say that. I have one question that is like you know uh, yes, in the new normal scenario post COVID, what can we do maintain weight loss? That's the one thing everyone is asking.
Okay. So I would say this, that it's all about how you look at a situation. Okay. In fact, if there's any time to be, I would say to make weight loss, I would make a weight loss a goal. This post-COVID situation is the best time for it. Okay. The reason is that there is so much more of us being at home. Okay. And therefore we can eat better. Eating out, which used to be such a normal thing out earlier, like we would every other day order Swiggy and stuff like that, that has come down. So this is the best time, right time to work on yourself. A lot of people used to travel otherwise, today are not traveling, so great time again to lose weight. So like that, this is the best time. It's don't make it so overwhelming saying that it's COVID, what do I do? So today I will say that food at home, use that as an advantage. Eat healthy as take it as an advantage, because there are not too many functions, not too many parties, not too many of that going on. What I would say is that what we miss out on, which is very, very important part of weight loss, is exercising. And that's something that we are not doing, because we used to otherwise go to gyms and stuff like that. There is enough and more stuff on YouTube that you can do at home. There is a staircase that you can do up and down, go up and down. So physical activity is something that you probably feel you don't have access to, but you have it all there. Okay. Today I have done more than 10,000 steps so far, and most of it has been at home. Which earlier I would do 3,000, 4,000 steps when I used to be working, because I would be sitting in one place at the clinic and I would not get up, and life would be so constrained in many ways. Today there is, for every time I have a call, I'm walking around everywhere. So that way, COVID really has not changed. In fact, use the situation of eating at home, eating home foods. Make sure that your help is making healthy food for you. Physical activity, we feel, which we don't have access to today, we have a lot of access to, because you can do physical activity at home, and you can do 10 to 15,000 steps at home. You don't have to step out. Okay, there are a lot of online physical activities and exercise going on. You can use that benefit as well, and you can eat food more on time, because you are at home. But only thing is, just plan your day, plan your week. For example, if you know you want to eat a certain level of food and kind of food, make sure that you have by Saturday, Sunday, so that you're prepared for the rest of the week. Okay, so planning and preparation is a little important. Don't make it like, okay, today what do I eat now? But make it, okay, Monday I have to eat this, Tuesday I have to eat this. So make sure that you have all the food available to you in terms of ingredients, so that you are able to make it. So prepare for it if you're a working person, otherwise also, and make sure you have all the foods. And second is physical activity, focus on that. There is a lot you can do. Third is your favorite foods, keep it to the evening time, and finish your dinners early. Sunrise or sunset is the time that the body can digest. So you can have your food sunrise to sunset. And when you do that, you feel lighter next morning, and you feel a lot better. Yeah. So I think, Madhavi, we are done with the, I mean, there are many more questions, but what we will do, because we're running out of time, it's already post 1 hour. So let's look to, address those questions to the people, because we know who have sent it to us. Okay.
We have, we will post it on Deepika Chalasani's Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
can address that. And yes, I want you to tell about this step challenge that's going to start from September 1st.
Yes. So for all of you who are on the Facebook page and doing this, watching the show or not there, basically lifestyle and health starts from taking one decision and one big step. So what we've decided to do is to have the steps challenge, so that all of us, and that's a post COVID situation and the new normal, where we are not doing too much of movement because we are mostly at home. So let's motivate ourselves, motivate each other to be able to do more activities from home. Okay. So we are starting this steps challenge, which is on the 21st, and just take this one step, towards signing up on this Facebook, in this WhatsApp group, so that we all be a part of this, steps challenge, and we see how we are able to motivate each other. And it's very simple. Having consistency in our life is what it takes to be, losing weight and being healthy. And a small thing to do it is to do steps in a day. 10,000 to 15,000 steps really work wonders for our body. And 21 days is what makes any activity into a habit formation. That's a magic number across, as per all the, mind gurus that we have heard. And we have also experienced that. So just whoever wants to take this first decision to do this, be a part of this 21-day challenge, please connect on this WhatsApp group that is there on the screen and become a part of it. What we will be doing is to, whoever joins, we will see who, how many steps each person has done, and each person will post their, the steps that they have done through either their mobile app or their Fitbit or any of the Apple watches, Garmin watches, or any of the watches that they have. And we will collate the data, and we will share the winners on the first week 1, week 2, and week 3. This challenge is starting on September 1st. So please, whoever wants to start, take a decision to be healthy in 2020, and this is the best time, the most fantastic time to start a healthy life, because you are at home, and just about. I would say just about motivating each other, knowing how many people are doing what number of steps really helps. So join this group and take this first step towards a better health. Okay, so that's the group. That's a WhatsApp group, and we'll put it on the community as well as in the Facebook page. Thank you so much, and thank you so much to all you viewers. Thank you so much, Reshma, Madhavi, Lavanya, Vidya, Venka Reddy, and all of you have asked questions. It's going too long, so we will post answers in the group. And if you have more questions, please do keep talking about it. Join the community Fit for Life, Deepika Chalasani's Fit for Life community, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Let's inspire each other to be more healthy. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Deepika. Yes, Deepika is starting this challenge, and this is not the end. Actually, this is a start. So she is going to have all different kind of talks on different topics. Thank you, Deepika. Thank you
Thank you
so much,
Madhavi, for jumping in last minute and posting it with me. And we'll have Prabhakar Garu next time on, on one of these shows. Thank you. Bye.